What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and taking doing a Labrynth deck profile. So I'm really excited to do some for you guys because this deck is an extremely powerful trap deck that I've included all sorts of spicy tech cards in this build for you guys. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go and get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 2 copies of Lady Labrynth of the Silver Castle. This card is an amazing 2-of in the build. It's such a cool boss monster. With the ability that while you control a set card, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects either. And if a Labrynth card effect or a normal trap card was activated this turn, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Also, when a normal trap card is activated, quick effect, you can set a normal trap card with a different name directly from your deck to your side of the field, which is an awesome ability to help us keep getting traps to our side of the field so we can control the board. We then make a single copy of Lovely Labrynth. This card is great as a 1-of in the build, but it is a little bit of a brick when you do draw into this card, which is why we play a single copy to be able to summon off of Big Welcome or just regular Welcome Labrynth, but it's a great 1-of in the build. We then play 3 copies of the Labrynth Butler. Labrynth Butler is an amazing 3-of in the build that actually lets us play during our opponent's turn. As during the main phase, quick effect, you can actually send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to special summon a Labrynth monster or set a normal trap card from your hand to your side of the field. And if you set a normal trap card, you can actually activate it this turn, which is an amazing ability to actually let us play if we do go second, which is so cool about this card. Also, when your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your card or effect activation of a normal trap card or a Labrynth card, you can activate this effect in the graveyard to special summon this card back to your side of the field, which is a great effect to instantly bring this card back to your side of the field. We then play 3 copies of Ariana, the Labrynth Servant. This card is an amazing normal summon and basically the Stratos of the deck, as if it's normal or special summon, you can add a Labrynth card from your deck to your hand. We then play 3 copies of Shanda Draglier. Shanda Draglier is great as a 3-of as well, because quick effect, you can actually send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard and discard a card to set a Labrynth spell trap card from your hand to your deck. Also, if a monster leaves the field by a normal trap effect while this card's in the graveyard, you can add this card back to your hand. We then play 3 copies of Stovey Torby. Stovey Torby is amazing as a 3-of in the build because quick effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard and discard a card to set a Labrynth spell trap card from your hand or deck to your side of the field, just like your copy of Shanda Draglier, but this card has the ability if a monster leaves the field by a normal trap effect while this card's in the grave, you can special summon this card, which is awesome to instantly bring this card to your side of the field, so you can actually use your copy of Lady Labrynth or Lovely Labrynth plus this card to be able to go into a copy of Chaos Angel, which is awesome. We then play a single copy of Ku-Klok. Ku-Klok is really cool as a 1-of because quick effect, you can discard this card, and this turn you can activate 1 normal trap card at the turn it was set, which is a pretty cool effect. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Labrynth. This card is great as a 1-of in the build because if you activate a set Welcome Labrynth normal trap, you can add this additional effect to that card when it resolves. Also, after that, destroy 1 card on the field, which is awesome to help you pop cards on the field using this card's effect. Also, if you activate a non-Labrynth normal trap card except during the damage step, you can special summon a Fiend monster from your hand to the graveyard, but you only use each effect of this card once per turn. We then play 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. Pot of Extravagance is really good as a 3-of in the build. Home is basically just drawn to more trap cards, especially since we don't need everything in the extract, and the cards we do need, we play at 2 or 3 in the extract, which is really cool about this card, because there's only a few extract monsters we even need to summon. So, that's it for the spells, guys. let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start off with 2 copies of Transaction Rollback. Transaction Rollback is really good as a 2 build to basically let us copy the effects of some of our trap cards, which is crazy powerful to do. As you can banish a card in the graveyard and pay half your life points to target a normal trap card in the graveyard, and this effect becomes that card's activated effect, which is a really cool ability. We then play 2 copies of the Black Goat Labs. Black Goat Labs is an extremely spicy tech card and actually my replacement for Dimensional Barrier, with this card being super cool to help you lock down your opponent similarly to your copy of Dimensional Barrier, with the ability you can actually declare 1 monster card's name, and this turn neither player can special summon monsters with that original name except from the graveyard. You can also banish a card in the graveyard and declare 1 monster card's name, and this turn neither player can activate the effects of monsters on the field with that original name, essentially locking down your opponent. We then play 2 copies of Welcome Labrynth. Welcome Labrynth is great as a 2-of in the build. I feel like 2 copies is really all you need because it's so easy to get to. And you can special summon a Labrynth monster from the deck. Also, into the end of the next turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the deck or the extract except for Fiend monsters, which is totally fine because it's basically all we summon. Also, if a monster leaves the field by a normal trap effect while this card's in the graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can set this card back to your side of the field, which is such a powerful effect once you get this card into rotation. We then play 3 copies of Big Welcome Labrynth. Big Welcome is an amazing 3-of build that lets us special summon a Labrynth monster from our hand, deck, or graveyard, then return a monster that we control back to our hand. And also banish a card in the graveyard to target a Fiend monster you control, or if you control a level 8 or higher Fiend monster, you can target 1 card your opponent controls instead and return it back to the hand, which is an amazing ability to help you basically use this card as a bounce. We then play 3 copies of Trap Trick. Trap Trick is definitely a 3-of build to basically let us set additional traps to our side of the field, which is so cool about this card, and it's definitely a 3-of in the build. We then play 3 copies of Karma Cannon. Karma Cannon is an extremely powerful 3-of that lets us change as many monsters on the field as possible to face-down defense position, and if either player controls a face-up monster, they must send face-up monsters they control to the graveyard. And the cool thing about this card is this card outs towers like boss monsters because it actually affects the player and not the monsters, which is so cool about this card. We then play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is really good at just stopping your opponent's monster effects and also locking down entire columns of spells and traps. We then play 3 copies of Dominus Impulse. Dominus Impulse is great in this deck as a 3-of to basically just stop your opponent's special summonings, and it's an awesome hand trap to be able to use in this build. So, that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, do keep in mind that we are playing Pot of Extravagance, so there's going to be a lot of 2s and 3-ofs in the extra deck because we don't want to banish all the copies of our important cards. So we're going to start off with 3 copies of Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is extremely important in the build because this card is so easy to make in this deck, and it helps you spot remove cards off the field because you don't even have to use a tuner to actually use this card's effect, which is amazing to instantly synchro summon this card, then not even use a tuner. This card is awesome because when it is summoned to your side of the field, it helps you just instantly spot remove a card off the field, which is so powerful about this card. We then play 2 copies of Bagooska. Bagooska is great to help us basically slow down the game just in case we need to. We then play 3 copies of Typhon. Typhon is great in this deck and basically helps you balance cards off the field, and it's a skill drain for 3,000 or higher attack point monsters. We then play 2 copies of the Dark Charmer. Dark Charmer is just really good in the deck as a 2 to help you bring back monsters to the field. And also this card is a really cool ability to help you grab cards if it does leave the field, which is an amazing effect. This card helps out a lot in the deck, so this Link Summon card is destroyed by battle or by an opponent's card effect. While this card is in the monster zone, you can actually add a dark monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck to your hand, grabbing the exact card that we need. We then played 2 copies of SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is one of the only non-fiend monsters we play in the entire deck besides the Dark Charmer, but this card is super cool to be able to play because it basically helps you use this card as a double interruption. We then played 3 copies of Mudracker. Mudracker is really good as a 3 on the build, as this card has an amazing ability that you can actually attribute a fiend monster to be able to actually use this effect, to be able to target a fiend monster in the graveyard, and then discard a card, and if you do, you get to special summon that monster back to your side of the field, which is such a powerful effect, and if a monster that you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can treat a fiend monster instead, which is a really powerful ability to help you protect your cards. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have never played a Labrynth deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's so fun to be able to play, and it's insane how powerful this deck is to be able to basically just control the board and go in for game with your awesome copies of your Lady Labrynth. So, that's good for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.